If you're looking for tidbits, huh? There's no tidbits. Hey, kia ora. Helen Brahms here, coming to you live from Sun City in Arizona. Hope you're having a super fantastic, sparkling day. Welcome to Before the Dirt Nap, podcast number 1313, Making Plans. So today's been a very quiet, relaxing day, and I like Sundays when they're nice and quiet and relaxing. But I do have to give a huge shout out of congratulations to my mum and dad, because in New Zealand it is actually Monday the 6th of March, and it is their 58th wedding anniversary today. So congratulations, mum and dad, on 58 years of marriage. You guys have been through a lot in that 58 years, and you're still together and still in love. And I just love watching the two of you together. And I am so grateful that you are my parents. And I know that today you are finishing a 3-day walk. That they've been on a 3-day guided walk, and they're today's their last day on the walk. So hope you guys had a super fantastic, sparkling time. And I have missed my text messages from my mom. She texts me every night, every day without fail, except when she's been on the walk, because they've been out of cell phone service. So yes, I have to wait for her to get back into cell phone service so she can catch me up on all the happenings and stuff. So the last 2 days, it's been a little tough with not getting my regular daily text message from my mom. But I have texted her each day, so I have done that. Anyway, on with tonight, making plans. Well, excuse me. Today we opened up the biggest box of Zeffie's bark boxes. She had 3. The small one was January's, the medium-sized one was December's, and today's one was February's. So we are now caught up on all the bark boxes. And the February one had in there some Valentine's stuff, and some St. Patty Day stuff. And because it was Zeffie's birthday at the beginning of March, we also had the birthday box in there as well that came with a streamer that had Happy Birthday Puppy on it. She had a little puppy hat, which lasted all of 2 seconds on her head. So you'll have to be very quick on the video to watch that being put on her and her getting it off. It turned out that the strap actually had a bit of Velcro at the bottom, and she managed to get off without even breaking it. I didn't even realize it had the Velcro. I just stretched it open, put it on her head, and yeah, she was not. She didn't like that. But later on, she felt accomplished when she managed to separate the 2 straps, even though it was supposed to break at that point. But she's had a lot of fun today. And then sitting there afterwards, I was like, okay, what can I do? And I had this big box. So I put the flaps inside the big box. All of her toys went in there. So we got them all off the dashboard. Went in there along with all of her new toys. That's now sitting where her crate normally sits. I haven't set up her crate again. At the moment, I don't feel a need to put her crate up, and she's not looking for it. So, if she wants a safe space, she just goes into the bedroom, and she's got a safe space there. So we're doing without the crate right now, which is awesome because it does take up a lot of space. But then when I was, what's the matter? Come on, can you come up? Say hi. Yeah, she's been jumping up a lot next to me. So I'm making plans. It's like, okay, are we going to buy or are we going to rent? And we're looking at renting. So I was just looking around and seeing what was out there for rent, for pricing for rent, what type of houses were out there and that sort of thing. And just adding to the list of things that I would like, things that are non-negotiable. And so there's some things on there that are non-negotiable, and there's some things in there that I would like. If it has it, it would be really cool. If not, that's okay. It's not a hard and fast deal breaker. Also looked at pricing of housing as well to see what housing prices were right now. So that was some of the things we did this morning. And then we sort of like got, after we'd opened up all of her thing, I looked at the thing, it was only like 12:30 in the afternoon. I'm like, man, I feel like a full day has gone. I thought it was like mid-afternoon at this point. Yep, nope. It was only 12:30, and I was like, but I did end up putting my feet up and sitting and reading for a bit, and that was kind of nice. We haven't turned any devices on today to watch any movies or videos or anything else. Anything we've done is record the video we did this morning with Zeffie, and got it uploaded to YouTube, and that was it. And then being here with you guys, and the only other thing we've done on the computer today was house hunt. Just looking around to see what was out there and that sort of stuff. And then when I was sitting in the chair, in the recliner over there, looking around, I thought, well, if I get some packing boxes, I can start packing stuff up in the RV, and that would help declutter it a lot. and get it more ready for sale. So the only stuff we leave in the RV are the essentials of what we actually need and are actually using. Everything else goes into boxes and goes into storage. So we're making those sorts of plans now, and we're going to be spending weekends. Excuse me, I got a burp that's stuck. We're going to be spending the weekends packing up the RV, getting it ready for sale. I will be having somebody come out and power wash it down, reseal the roof. Definitely going to get that done. And but apart from that, there's a couple of lights in here I need to replace the light bulbs on. And there's actually a bulb store down the road where you can go there with whatever type of light bulb you've got, and they've got it. So I'm going to make sure the lights inside are working. But I'm not going to do much else. The generator shot, the engine needs new battery. Tires are probably at the point of being replaced now. But the engine hasn't been started for 2 years. It's going to be an as is, where is sale. So, yep. And then I have to figure out how to get all my little stickers off everything, because it turns out that even though these stickers are reusable and everything else, this stuff that's on these cabinets and everything else is just like an ironed on veneer type thing, that if you put anything sticky on it and you peel it off, it peels off the veneer as well. And so I was looking around going, might have to pull my hairdryer. Now, the only reason I have a hairdryer is for when I need to defrost the freezer, and that's it. I know. I can't get caught. I'm a pretty coordinated person, but when it comes to a hairdryer in one hand and a hairbrush in the other hand and my hair in the middle, it just doesn't work. I have a friend who tried very, very hard to teach me how to. I couldn't get the angles right or anything. So my idea of drying my hair was to sit on the edge of the bed, flip my head down so my hair was falling over, and then just blow dry through all the strands that are putting down, and then flip my hair back up and brush it, and that was it. I was done. Me trying to curl hair or dry it and see, no, forget that. But I thought if I use my hairdryer to on the stick ups and see if I can remove them that way without damaging the veneer, then maybe that would help, heat up the sticky bit and see if that helps. So we're going to try that and see how that goes. If I have to get more veneer stuff to iron back on, I will do that. I'd prefer not to, so I'm going to figure out. So if you know how to get sticky stuff off veneer, that usually when you pull the sticky stuff off, it brings the veneer with it. But you know how to remove it safely, then please let me know. I am open to all ideas and suggestions, but I do know that if I have to replace the veneer that's on the stuff, or even just sand it down and paint it, Goo Gone, ooh, that might. Yeah, but would that work on the sticker to get the sticker safely off without damaging the veneer? Kathy just suggested Goo Gone. I'll have to have a look at that. Is that something I've got to rub on the sticker and have it absorb? Because these stickers are all canvas prints. Yeah, and I have a few of them around. I got some big 12 by, I've got 2 big 12 by 12s to remove. And the rest of them, and a couple of 6 by 6s, and the rest of them are the little 3 by 3s. So, yeah. So I've got the stick ups, so I need to get those off my veneer without damaging the veneer. So any suggestions would be gratefully appreciated. So I'm going to try Goo Gone, get some Goo Gone and see if that works. So the next few weekends, again, because it's only like 8 weeks until the 4th of May. And so the next few weekends are going to be tied up with packing up the RV, taking stuff over to the storage, and putting it in there. And then when it comes time to get into the house, then I'm just going to have movers come in and empty out the storage units and just take it straight over to the house and unload it there. Or undo, actually, which is the same thing. Oh, okay. So Goo Gone or undo. I'm writing those down. Goo Gone and undo. Perfect. Okay. Thank you, Kathy. That's what I'm going to be doing in the next few weekends is packing up everything, and in fact, I'll probably end up doing some in the evenings as well. And I know that there's going to be a couple of days where I'm going to have the dog over at the dog sitters for a couple of nights, 2 or 3 nights, like for a couple of days, so that I can take stuff over to the storage and spend time over in the storage, because there is a box in storage I have to find to take to California with me in April. And last week, or that week before last, jeepers, that was already a week ago, when I was out with the COVID, I didn't have the strength to go to the storage unit and start sorting through some of the boxes in there. But I do have to go to the storage unit because I'm going to be starting to take stuff from the RV over there. And it really is going to be a case of, it ain't being used, it's going in a box, it's going to storage. And now we could end up with stuff going to Goodwill as well. I already have one of the big black 40-gallon plastic bags full of clothes to take to Goodwill, and I still haven't finished going through all my clothes yet. So that's another thing that's on the list. So there's going to be a lot of activity around here over the next 8 weeks as we get as we get Sparkles ready for sale. It's gonna be an interesting time. I'm excited about this. I really am. I'm excited about this new adventure. Looking forward to it. I'm going to get hold of my relative friend and say, okay, I'm not sure if I'm going to buy or if I'm going to rent. This is what I'm looking for. This is what is negotiable. This is non-negotiable stuff. Here's my non-negotiable list. Here's my negotiable list. What can we find out there, and get that ball rolling as well. And I said, preferably looking to rent right now, but if the right place comes along and it's at the right price for sale and we can get the financing and all of that, then we'll do that. But apart from that, it's just going to be a place to rent for now, and see what we can find. So that's kind of what we've spent the day doing, just making plans and just having a day of relaxation and reading and a couple of good walks. Good walk this morning, good walk this afternoon. I am exhausted. I just had a sudden energy zap. I did go and take a nap like around 4:30 this afternoon for about an hour, and then we went for our walk and came back, and then we hopped in the car and took the trash over to the trash bin, and then went out and got, where do we go to? Raising Cane's, which do the chicken tenders. They got a really good sauce. And I got one of the boxes that has the Texas toast and the crinkle cut fries, which I love crinkle cut fries. And some chicken tenders in there and some coleslaw in there. And we just finished eating that before we came on air. So I had Ziffy sitting right here looking for little tidbits, and she did get some tidbits. So it's going to be fun. I'm kind of excited, and I'm already starting to think of how I'm already starting to picture now that when I open the front door of the house and go in, how it's all going to be laid out. Actually saw something which I didn't think of before today when we were looking. It was a 3-bedroom house that had a casita, and the casita's at the front. So there's like this fenced off courtyard area at the front of the house. So you've got the garage on one side, the casita on the other, and then you go into this courtyard area, and there's the front door, and there was doors coming out from the breakfast area into this courtyard area. And I thought, well, the casita would be really cool. That could be my office. So if I do have people come over, they come into the casita. They don't go into the house if I have people come over. Normally I meet clients in coffee shops. But I thought if I did do that, then I could have, something that's completely separate from the rest of the house. It has its own bathroom. It has a little kitchenette area. So we saw a couple of those that had the casita there with, so it's basically like a studio apartment. It had a little kitchenette off to the side. It had a full bathroom, and then it just had this big open room that you could do anything with. And I was like, that would work really well. And it had its own AC. That would work really, really well for an office space. I close it up at the end of the day. I go into the house. The office is out there. I don't have to worry about the office being inside the house. I can have my craft room inside the house. Or maybe the casita might have enough space. I don't know how big the casita was. And of course, photographs don't really give you a good idea of space. So the casita may have even been big enough that half of it could have been office and half of it could be craft room. Who knows? But I thought that was a really cool setup, and something I hadn't thought of. And I thought, we'll keep that in the back of the mind. But typically just looking for a 3-bedroom house right now with a den, so we can have the office space, have a craft room, a guest room, and the main bedroom. So, and I already have the blow-up mattress until I find a bed. So even if I do find the right house and everything else, with moving dates and all of that. I got to go try beds. So when it comes to moving, the dog will go to the dog sitters. Zephyr will go to the dog sitters for a few days while I get everything moved out of storage units into the house, get things set up in the house, especially with the furniture that I already have. And then I can go bed shopping. I just want to buy the mattress. I'm not really looking at buying the base. I'll go to a secondhand place and get a really good bed frame from there. And I love going through the consignment stores and the thrift stores and those secondhand furniture places. You find some really cool deals in those. If you were watching last night, you would have heard about my oak buffet that I have, which my dad actually built a top for it, so I can actually keep toys. And we actually had it in the garage when I was living in California. That was one piece of furniture I bought after Brad passed, and we set it up as a workbench. And my dad made a top to go on it, so if I wanted to use it inside the house as it was intended to be used as a sideboard or something, then I can do that. But in the meantime, I've got something that protects the top, so I'm kind of excited about that. So that'll probably go back in I don't know what the garage is like. If the garage has a workbench, then that oak piece of furniture will be going inside the house somewhere. The only thing that really bugs me is that the movers that packed it up the first time did not take any of the tools out. So whenever it's been lifted, moved, turned, everything else, there is circular saws, drills, chisels, hammers. I think there's a level in there somewhere as well that was all left inside the cabinets and the drawers, and they just basically threw a blanket over it, wrapped it all up in that saran wrap stuff, and yeah, so it still has all my tools in there. So I was not happy about the fact that when I discovered that all the tools were still in there and I had no way to get them out, because I had no way to wrap the thing back up again. So yeah, I was a little annoyed about that, but looking forward to getting that unpacked because and seeing what damage has been done, and hopefully there's no damage done to any of the shelves or the drawers inside. It has been sitting on its feet in storage. I just don't know how it was shipped, whether it was shipped on end, whether it was shipped flat like it's supposed to be. I don't know. I will have to wait and find out till I get a place to undo it, and then I can unpack everything out of there and all that sort of stuff. So yes, I'm looking forward to getting some of my stuff out of storage and getting rid of a storage unit, period. That's going to be the best part, not having storage payments after that. So the plans have been made. I just got to get me some packing boxes now and bring some packing boxes in here and just start filling up the boxes. And I already have some boxes up there that were actually ready to go to the recycle dumpster, but I'm going to keep them here, and I have packing tape, so that'll be the start of the packing. So yay, it's all exciting. And then this coming weekend we have Networking Riches, which is going to be completely different. So if you've been to Networking Riches before, come join us again. If you've never been to Networking Riches before, come join us. It is going to be amazing. There is a whole bunch of brand new content, and when you're looking at going to networking events, it's not just going to be going to a chamber event or a BNI or a LATIP or anything like that. It is a completely new way of looking at networking, and more business to looking for business influencers, and targeting certain people that you're going to be looking at, and you won't be finding them at chamber meetings or BNI meetings or anything like that. So it's looking at what events you can go to where these types of people will be that you want to connect with. So if you haven't joined us before, come join us at havetonetwork.com. And you can come as my guest. So if you go to havetonetwork.com, network.com, then you can go there. You can register for free as a guest of mine and come along and join us. But that's it. I'm out of here. Have a super fantastic, sparkling evening, and we'll catch you guys back here tomorrow evening around 6 p.m. Pacific. Hey, Konera. Do, 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 do.